Hello there, and today we are taking a look at the Hot Toys Daredevil as seen in She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Now, a lot of people have different opinions on this show, and a lot of people have different opinions on this suit, and I'll probably get into that in some random tangents, but today we're going to look at the figure, baby. So, let's have a look at the box before we get to the fun stuff. It's not like I need this watch time or anything, so we'll fly through this quickly, you know. Nice little decals. I will say on the front, I might show a little bit of a close-up, but it's kind of like out of focus because they've put this like pattern on it, so it looks a little weird. Looks a little fuzzy. Don't know if you can see that. He's a very fuzzy boy. But who cares about a box when you've got a goddamn figure to look at? Also, kids, remember this is made by many people, and not to stick it in your mouth or anything like that, or, you know, bad things happen. So I haven't checked yet, but this seems to be like a slipcover box. So it's a photo of actual Charlie Cox on the front, and then on the sides you've got like photos of the figure itself. Even though the photo on the front is out of focus. But you know, we'll not talk about that. Let's try and get this bad boy open. Okay, well, we'll do it the other way so you can actually see it. That would make more sense, wouldn't it now? Hey. Oh! It is certainly a figure in a box that we can't see yet. Let's have a... Wow! Isn't this really high quality stuff? So once you get him out the slipcover and you take the plastic that's covering his face, you can see the figure a little better. You can see he's got loads of little different bits and bobs to keep himself protected while in shipping and also while you store him. So he's got a load of little safety bits there so it's not rubbing against the suit, which is quite nice. But I can tell that this is going to be so fun to get off, which nobody really ever talks about. It's probably because they're so used to like doing it with every other figure, but like, how the hell do I get this off without damaging anything? You know, I'm going to try and figure this out off camera, but yeah. But it's nice there's not scratching the suit, I guess. So, win's a win, I suppose. Daredevil crouch. That's a test for articulation, I suppose. Or it's just what Jen Walters sees. Either or. So in the box you receive one figure, one decapitated head, so many decapitated hands that you'd think he's been in a rough fight, but they come two fists, two grippy hands for the billy clubs, and then different variations of open hands and like fighty hands so you can make him do some cool stuff. And he comes with 4 variations of the billy club, all different extensions, and I believe the long one here is a wired one. We'll test that out to see if we can make him do some like nice throws, because usually it's just like a metal wire that you cannot move, whereas this one looks posable. But this figure comes with actually quite a lot for... Obviously it's because it's Daredevil, but usually with Hot Toys they don't give you too many hands, whereas this is a whole array. He actually comes with quite a lot for a character that didn't get too much screen time. But it's because we all love Daredevil, baby. It's beautiful. Can you say decapitated head on YouTube? I really don't know, but now I've said it twice. It's a bit of an issue. Now I want to take a closer look at the head sculpt. More to see like the details, because sometimes in the videos you kind of can't really see them, because it's normally like further away. But here it looks absolutely beautiful, the texture they've got on it. Move the light a bit over there. And the expression that it's got is incredible for Charlie Cox, because the vacant eyes is stunning. And like, Charlie Cox when he acts, this sounds really weird. The mouth is never really closed, unless he's in the suit. Like, he's got like an expression where he's always trying to pay attention. And honestly, with the glasses off, I feel like it's got a closer look to Mr. Cox man himself. But that is also beautiful. I'm just really impressed with the head sculpt, I'm not going to lie, so I just wanted to get an up-close and personal look at it. And here's what it looks like if you've got the glasses on. Just for, you know, reference. But we'll see this later on the figure, don't you worry. Now, once you get him out of the box and get him all sorted, so he isn't in any, like, massive fancy pose. You can probably display him like this. I've put his billy clubs in, and I've gave him some different hands just for some visual difference. Like you would as a collector, you know, you give him these options, may as well use them. This is what he looks like, and goddamn, he was beautiful. Now he's drunk and fell over, sad. We'll just cover this up. Just cut! It's like I was saying before Matt had too many drinks at Josie's. Once you get the figure out and get him in a pose you want to display him at, or just have a look at, this is what the boy looks like, and goddamn is he lovely. So the suit in She-Hulk is extremely similar to the suit that we see in the Netflix show. Kind of a, you know, moot point there. But the way it's filmed, and obviously the different colour changes, you kind of get to see different parts of the suit. So, for example, the suit here looks more like a vest now. Because you can kind of see the way the suit's designed, that it's got like overlays on top of like a bodysuit. So he's got more like of a chest rig going on. Which, funnily enough, based on the first appearance suit, is actually kind of similar. He's got like a weightlifting suit on. Which actually, if we have a look, one sec. It's not too dissimilar from his original first appearance suit. So there's a lot less yellow on the real life suit. But it is just like a weightlifting suit in Battling Jack's colours. Which, honestly, for the first appearance of MCU Matt Murdock, I think that's kind of perfect. Now, we're just going to do a little book club session instead now. We're just going to read comics. Screw the figures, it doesn't matter anymore, we're just going to read. Do you want to read? I don't want to read, I can't read. But yeah, the point I was making is, the way the suit is now coloured, you can kind of see in the costume design aspects a bit more. So you can kind of see a bit more of the panel lines. And you can see more how the suit's designed in the way that, like, it's a vest on top of, like, a bodysuit. Which I've just repeated, but, you know, you get the point. But as you can see here, you're going to see a bit of the light box just because it's a very dark suit. Just like in the show, the suit is basically the same, but the colour's different. So this is now all one colour piece, whereas instead these used to be like black armour bits. So now it's like all one red piece, which is more accurate to the live action. Well, it's accurate to the live action show, but I just think it's weird that it's all one colour. It looks a bit flat. But that's more of the that's literally the costume design. This isn't Hot Toys' fault. So it's replicated perfectly. But if you've got gripes, I know people love that it's more comic book accurate, or that, like, it's not just, like, got random bits of black on. But, like, you've got armor pieces, but they're all the same color as the bodysuit, so it's a bit strange. So, to me, the yellow suit is absolutely stunning. But that's obviously from a subjective standpoint. So, from an objective standpoint, the figure is honestly a technological marvel, but with a few things that I am slightly concerned about. The main issue I would say with this figure is the fact that it's a printed on suit, and then the armor pieces, so let's say the shoulder pad here is just glued on. Same with the knee pads. So as you can see there, the knee pad is out of position. Now you can futz with it and move it about to get it to face the actual direction of the knee. But what I'm worried about is only a slight worry, but the more you use it, the likelihood of it popping off. And, you know, you don't want, like, an expensive figure to fall apart on you. But the actual design of the figure, not just the suit, is stunning. So we'll pop back down. So his boots here, they are not split cut that Justin's collection keeps talking about. But you can still get ankle pivot. I know this is not articulation. This is not the articulation segment of the video. But you can still get, like, articulation in the boot with it being a fully solid piece, which we're also going to see in the Hot Toys Wolverine that's in good old Deadpool, which I'm super excited for. That's it. You can go home now. That's my review. It's stunning. Yeah. There's nothing more I need to say. Bye, bitch. No, I'm kidding. We keep going. But getting back on track, though, this figure is kind of like Hot Toys getting to do a V2 Daredevil with a few extra flares. So they get to improve the Charlie Cox head sculpt, they get to improve the design of the suit in the way that, like, maybe it lasts a bit longer, because sometimes these superhero suits, they kind of degrade quickly because of how tight they are on the material they're made out of to, like, show the texture. But also there's other things. There's extra parts, then there's extra designs in some places. So there's extra articulation, or there's arguably extra articulation, and the proportions might be better, but a lot of complaints and a lot of concerns coming from people, especially Justin's collection, is that he is a very, very chunky boy. Like, my boy is starting to look like me in the stomach department. A little bit of the rotundness. You know, he's becoming a heavyweight boxer instead of a middleweight or flyweight, you know? And, you know, being a bigger guy myself, I appreciate it. But they might have went a bit too ham. Like, you get, like, the suit is quite boxy, I'd say, like, in terms of proportions. In certain seasons of the show, it's not very flattering on Mr. Cox. But Hot Toys might have overdone it a teeny bit. But, in my opinion, in my slightly disabled opinion, because I can't see a certain pose or a certain stance, you cannot even see it. But I've put it in a pose, in like an angle where, you know, it's quite a basic pose that you might actually have them displayed in. And yeah, it's quite visible where the padding's going. Which arguably it might not be needed and it'll restrict articulation. But the fact that they're trying to improve proportions, and like everywhere else, he looks fucking solid. Like, that looks like a dude in a suit. That looks like, and it does look like a dude in a suit, it really does. But he might be a teeny bit too chunky.
So just keep that in mind. You know, you don't want to buy this Daredevil suit thing. It's going to be absolutely perfect, and then when you see it, it's like, oh, there's a few things here, there's a few things there. Like the proportions, like he is flat. He is that is a rectangle, and then you know, so some angles aren't too flattering. You've just got to like figure out your way around it. Also, I would usually have him on like a rotating base. This figure does want to stand. It's just because my setup is terrible. As you can see, I'm literally holding this in my hand going, whoa. I keep complaining about my setup and I still do nothing about it. That's completely on me. It's like Daredevil. He keeps complaining about life, but he does nothing about it other than fight people. You know, he's ready for a Barney. Whoa, whoa, push. I'm a grown-ass man. Not only do I buy toys, expensive toys, and I'm now pretending that he's... That's cursed. Let me at him! Let me at him!
So in the show when he gets unmasked, he doesn't have his glasses on. So what I appreciate with the head sculpt here is that he comes with the glasses, but also that you can have him without. So for like, if you're going for a scene-specific shot, or if you're going for a scene-specific collection, then you can kind of shoot it with that. But a lot of people will have Matt with the glasses on, or they can use his head sculpt on a different figure. So for example, probably shouldn't talk about this, but So-So Toys, the blind vigilante and stuff like that, you might be able to use these head sculpt on that, or you might be able to use this on your previous Hot Toys Daredevil if you want an updated head sculpt for your Daredevil, because I imagine the neck connection might be the same. So you can use them for different options. But in the scene when he gets his mask ripped off by Jen, and then you know he's basically deafened by a thunderclap. He does get thunderclapped later, but we'll not talk about that part. Yeah. So he gets his mask taken off, he's like, ah! You know, I imagine it would be very painful. He looks like this, and I can see the likeness, but also I imagine it's one of those things where if you don't light it properly, this can look goofy as heck, which is kind of funny. I kind of like that, to be honest. So like, if you get it a bit darker, it looks a bit more serious, but then when you brighten it up, it's like, haha, funny times, he looks weird. And I imagine this suit is kind of like lighting is key. So in the fake out hallway fight, digital lighting can make the suit either look really good or really weird. I think it's just because of how flat it is and how stark the colours are. But I think it's beautiful. I really like the head sculpt. I love the detail, and I believe there is teeth in his mouth. Let's have a quick look. I need it. Yes, there is. We will zoom in. I had to quickly check. I didn't really want to lie to y'all, you know. Great news, everyone! Matt has teeth inlaid into the mouth. You can't really see. Oh, no, there you go. There's his pearly white chompers. But yeah, like, that face sculpt does... It must be really hard to get, like... Not only accurate head sculpt to an actor, but when there's, like, face acting, you know? Like, they've got the... Like, you can see this dude's blind, and I love that. That's beautiful. But I'll put the glasses on so we can see how distinguished he looks. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but I think that looks pretty distinguished. But also what I quite like is with the opened palm hands that he comes with default on the body. They're kind of in like a not a trigger finger pose, but in a way that looks like he is putting on and off his glasses. So obviously it is kind of figure specific, but it looks like he can semi-grasp things. But it also looks like, the way they're designed, it looks like he can take his glasses off. Long story short, I don't know why I'm stumbling through this. But yeah, it looks beautiful. Obviously when you've got a Daredevil figure, you might put on this head sculpt. You're more likely to wear the full get-up. But if you were to have it like this, you know, it looks vibey. The glasses look great. You can't really see through the lenses. Like, if you put the specific light on, you can, just like the real things. Beautiful stuff. See, don't you just look at this man and go, yeah, no wonder why Jen, you know, went crazy with it. God damn, he's beautiful. I think I'm losing my mind. It's very hot right now, and not just because I'm staring at Matt. It's a very warm time, and I'm very ill. But this is making me feel so much better. God, he's beautiful. So beautiful, I say. Now, he may be a beautiful boy, but you do have to keep in mind that you've got to be a little bit extra careful with these things, especially with the superhero suits. You know, if it's something like a clone trip, you can throw that thing silly. But like, if it's something like this, the textures on it might stick to itself. The fabric itself with like the printed thing over the top might be a little bit funny. But also, with the head sculpt with the glasses, just be really careful when putting them on, because you don't want to scratch up his beautiful face, even though he scratches his up on a daily basis anyway. Take care of your Matt, because he won't take care of himself for you. Help out your friends, help out your figures, you know. Treat them with love. Don't throw them. Don't beat them up. And I imagine with a figure like this, don't leave him in poses too long, because you might get extra creases in his arms and stuff. But at the same time, that's where creases are supposed to be, so do what you want. I'm not your mother. Or am I? Because of how the suit's designed, you'd think it would come with like extra mouth plates or like extra expressions to go in there. Because you can see the seam lines in there, it would be perfect just to have a magnet and take in and out. But I imagine because of they had a feeling of the popularity of the show, or because he's a side character and this isn't his like main suit, they didn't go all out in terms of extra accessories, extra stuff. Didn't come with the feet, so you could take his boots off, so he comes out with feet. You can have this walk of shame, or for him, walk of fame, because he looked quite proud. And you know what? I don't blame him. But yeah, so he does come with quite a lot, like a load of hands, extra accessories, like side accessory pieces, like, you know, feet. Why am I asking for feet? That's fucking disgusting. But like mouth plates, extra expressions to make it like, so you can have him, because that's a weird face to have while you're fighting, you know, he's pretty chill about it. If you had like an angry face, stuff like that. This wasn't like a DX figure, this wasn't like a deluxe. This was kind of like another figure in the line. Because, you know, it's not, this wasn't Born Again, this wasn't the Daredevil Season 4, this is just him in She-Hulk. You would think that would make it so that they didn't put too much effort in, but I would say this figure's bloody stunning. So, he gets a lovely little pass from me. Beautiful stuff. I can't believe I asked for fucking feet accessories. I think I'm gonna go throw up now, to be perfectly honest with you. So now comes time for the best part, the best thing about this whole figure review and shite. You know, the thing I never get wrong whatsoever, which is articulation, baby! Let's see how this boy moves. Let's see if we can get him in horrendous poses that Jen would absolutely adore. I need to stop talking, I'm gonna get a harassment lawsuit. I'm sorry, Charlie Cox, I love you, I really do. Let's continue. So, I'm gonna just use this. I imagine the articulation might be a teeny bit different on the raw head sculpt. I tell you what, that's quite a... That's a big up, not a down. I'm unironically extremely impressed with that. That is like better than some Superman and Spider-Man. That's beautiful. Full 360. You can snap his neck if you want. Don't know why you would. Up. He has some butterfly. Forward and back is actually a bit of a struggle, but I imagine if you push that and like lift up first, you can get it a bit better. Arms, very far up, very nice. It's basically, it's quite an articulated figure, which is quite nice, because some of these superhero figures, like some of my Captain Americas, they just don't move, they're bricks. Whereas this guy, because obviously he's more athletic, they've kind of put more effort into making him move. Now, this part's going to be fun because of the padding. So he's wanting to fight you, the forward and back crunch. It's not awful, for a Hot Toys especially, but yeah, that's a bit of fighting. Forward's great. Big stretch. Very, very big. Forward's good. Yeah, so dude, he's Daredevil. The dude can bloody move. What do you expect? It's goddamn Daredevil. So time for comparisons. Here is Charlie Cox Daredevil with, I guess, Daredevil from the Marvel Legends 12-inch line. You never really see this figure about, so I kind of just wanted to show him off more. Just be like, yes, this is Daredevil with Daredevil. No, that was my justification. It's not really Hot Toys and Hot Toys, and you're never really going to display them like this. But yeah, it's funny how, like, proportionally similar. But yeah, Daredevil and Daredevil. Now what they really need to do is make a Hot Toys Ben Affleck Daredevil, but not use bloody pleather. Now, I really do want a Hot Toys Ben Affleck. This is a funny tangent, but it's not a tangent. Like bloody give me Hot Toys Ben Affleck Daredevil. Like I'm being very fucking serious right now. Tell you what, like seriously, what do people actually think of the Ben Affleck Daredevil film? Please let me know down below. Also, how are you finding the figure so far? Would you pick this up? Because I know a lot of people have, just to say they've got a Daredevil because they missed out on the first one. Please, let me know. Give me Ben Affleck Daredevil right now. Right now, I swear to God. So, next up on the comparisons, I've went with underrated suit versus underrated suit. It is the Hot Toys Avengers Endgame but 2012 suit, Captain America. Now, what I found interesting about this comparison is how different in sizes these are. So yes, Steve's a super soldier, and he will be taller than a lot of the other regular humies, like Matt here, but like, I didn't think the size difference would be that mad. he is quite a lot shorter in comparison. Now, I have a reason for why this might be the case. One, Chris Evans might be this much taller in real life compared to Charlie Cox, because I don't think Charlie Cox is a really tall dude. But anyway, also this might be a better size comparison for him against She-Hulk. They might have made this figure a little bit shorter to make the She-Hulk figure look a little bit taller in comparison to one another. I'd still say this looks really good next to each other. You'd never display them like this, I imagine. But in terms of like comic suits in the MCU, these two are arguably some of the close ones. More like the superhero suits in the comics. They're very similar vibes, basically. They have similar matching vibes. So if I was to display them, I would actually probably display them like this. I also definitely didn't just get this out so I could look at another Captain America. I absolutely love Cap. If you want to see me do like a retro review on some of my older Hot Toys figures, I'm more than happy to do so. But I just wanted to look at Cap for a bit. Fun stuff. Great time. I don't know, I just thought this would be pretty funny. It fits. I mean, why not? I mean, you're never going to display these two together. Well, you'd probably display Daredevil and Spider-Man together, but probably not these two variants. Yeah. Here's an extremely cheap Sam Raimi figure with a Hot Toys Charlie. Is this a really helpful comparison? No. Did I think it would be funny? Yes. Yes, I did. Now here he is touching himself. And, well, yeah, you get the joke. Yeah. Now this has been a really quick look at the Hot Toys Daredevil as seen in She-Hulk. Not only is he a really good lawyer, he's a really good figure. I absolutely love this guy. There's a few things that I'm either slightly concerned about, or some things I would change, like the mouth pieces, mouth plate, whatever you want to call it. Not mouth guard, because it's his actual mouth. The fact that the armor pads are just glued on, and not like velcroed on, so they might fall off over time, and you can't really fix that once they do. And not only does it get me excited to, you know, go back and rewatch the show, it also gets me really excited for Born Again. Because if they put this much effort into like a side character Daredevil, how much effort are they going to put into a mainline Daredevil? So I'm super impressed with this guy. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think of the suit? And then what do you think of the figure? Because obviously you might have different opinions on the actual suit compared to the figure. Me personally, I love the show. And not just for the Daredevil bits. I actually really enjoyed all of the show. I know a lot of people will disagree with me on that, and go for it. That'll give me engagement. Go right ahead, you silly sausage. Make me better. Anyway, that's that. Figures, yes. You might not like the suit, but you might like the figure. Will you pick this up? Or will you just happily look at it online, and then when you go into like a Forbidden Planet or like a shop that might have it, you might go, oh yeah, that's cool, and then walk away. For me, I'm so glad I picked this up, and he is a fine addition to the collection. I know that's a Star Wars meme and this is Marvel. But hey ho. What is something that collectors say other than magnificent? Magnificent! That's all I got. But before I end this cringe fest of a video out, I think it's time we do something to honour this figure, because this suit was not meant to be in underlit and overlit with a bloody light box. It was meant to be filmed cinematically with different coloured lights, or low light. I think you see where I'm going with. Want to say some comments? There is a magical thing called a comment section. Hope to see you soon. Bye. Let me know what you thought of the photos, and let me know what you thought of the video. Much love to y'all. And I'm going to leave you with a little Daredevil question. What do you think if they changed the silver to the black and then added some black bits in there? Obviously, it would get away from the comic accuracy and all that fun stuff. But a little food for thought. I don't know. I'm loving the silver though. I'm loving this figure. And I love this suit.
Justice is blind, just like Matt.